So hi everyone, and thank you for joining a weekly episode of Music Industry Talks. For those of you who don't know who we are, Syncopated Noize is a nonprofit organization that helps to support musicians. And we've been having this weekly industry talks with musicians and industry professionals to talk about what's been going on in the industry right now, as well as to discuss, a little bit about the history of, what they've been working on and their projects. And the webinars are free and sponsored by the musicbusinessschool.com for everyone to join. So today I'm here with third place. So I'm here with Nick and Francis. How are you guys?
Hey, good you.
Good. So what have you guys been up to? How's it going?
We've been staying at home. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about third place. I know you guys have been, banned for quite a while, and people listening, just let us know from the beginning the origin of how you created the band and how you met.
Well, how we met. Well, first of all, when I was younger, I was a shy boy. I'm still quite a shy guy, but
are you? I'm not sure. I mean, I see you, ripping the stage and stuff. I don't think you're that shy.
Yeah, I'm two people at the same time. Well, younger, I was like artistically, I was like, just in my room drawing, scratching guitar, and I just wanted to start something to get my emotions out, if I can say. So I told myself, why not like starting a band? So I convinced my friend at the high school, our ex-drummer back in the days, to buy a drum, and it started like that in his basement. After that, he went to school at the Cégep, the college in music, and that's when he met Frank, and that's how third place started it in the garage.
In Dave's garage, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Cool. And when did Frank join?
In 2006. It's been a while. Yeah, we've been together since the end of 2005. I met Nick, because he knew David, and that's when it all started.
Very cool. And what are your influences? I mean, you guys are kind of on a typical kind of, rock band. You have all kinds of different styles, I guess, in your, each song has, you go like into very different genres. So tell me about your influences.
Well, as we started, like maybe you can hear it in our music. It evolved with years, from album to album. But we started like you said in 2006. I was mostly listening to punk rock and rock, Blink-182, Good Charlotte, Billy Talent. So that's I would say my influences for those years. But as we grew up, it went like maybe next album more like vocally talking Queen, guitar taste, Avenged Sevenfold. I'll let Spring speak for himself, but that's I would say the big influences of our music.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe in the beginning, Green Day, Simple Plan, all that stuff, Blink, and more recently, Avenged Sevenfold, Muse. I listen to a lot of classics, so I like melodic stuff. So everything that is like, how do you say it? Everything that's more orchestral. Yeah.
Very cool. And when did you start to play guitar?
I started playing guitar, I was 12 or 13 years old, I think.
And this was your first band that you joined?
No. In high school, I had a band called the Cowboy Toothpaste. Cowboy Toothpaste. I don't know. Yeah, and we played school. We played at our school, and it was cool. But it was my first band, so.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And you guys have done quite a bit of shows and tours. I know you went on a California tour. When was this? 2 years ago, maybe? 3 years ago?
In 16? California?
17, 16, yeah, I think 3.5 years ago.
Very cool. So tell me a little bit about, some of your most memorable shows that you've played, festivals, and just experiences overall with live concerts that you've played.
Overall, like what's really what I prefer in tours is like that you travel, you see places that you never seen before. I'm thinking like the one of the biggest tour we did is California, as it's going through like all the states and seeing all the canyons and the deserts, the forests, the mountains. That's something that's I really like the breathtaking landscape. And but for shows itself, I remember opening for Puddle of Mud in Quebec City at l'Agora. That was quite a nice experience, as well
I can
as
imagine, for sure.
Yeah, just opening for like a band that you've been listening for years and years, and then they're just there beside you, and then big crowd there outside in Quebec.
And you get to share the stage with them and their crowd. That's really cool. What about you, Frank? What is some of your favorite shows that you've played? It's like we're talking about shows as if it was something that we used to do once upon a time.
Back in time. In San Diego. In San Diego, it was a cool show. It was kind of a mid-sized venue, small mid-sized venue. It was really cool. There was a lot of band and a good PA, good crowd. It was a really cool one.
Yeah,
and,
you're right.
and Chino also. Chino, California. The first show was really cool. The owners were perfect. It was what was it called? Like what was the name of the place? The Legacy Room, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, right? It was fun. The owner were cool. The crowd was fun. Those were my two favorite shows in California, I think.
Very cool.
I remember the Olympic Stadium. We were playing for a car event. What was the modified car event?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. When was that?
And it was in 2008, so we were kind of starting. Like it was amazing. Seriously.
For sure. Must have been a big crowd.
Well,
over there.
Well, for us, yeah. for those days, yes.
Very cool. And what are some of the most fun like experiences you can share from like tour in general, or stuff that you've learned while traveling across the country and being on tour?
Do not sleep in the grass.
That's random. Why? Back pain?
Do you remember, Nick, when we went in California? The van, we have a big van, but it was really hot inside, and we wanted just to sleep for a couple hours. So we stopped in a like
trucks area stop.
Yeah. And we had a little mattress, and we went on the grass. I was beside Nick, and there was some bugs jumping around. At first, I thought Nick was just like tickling me, but he wasn't. So we went back inside the van, and it was just hot. And we have like that much space between the roof and us. So yeah, don't sleep in the grass, and that's the first thing.
Yeah, sleeping in a van where you don't have beds, it's pretty hard on the bones,
on the back. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, also, it's not true that you can sleep everywhere in every Walmart. In Los Angeles, we stopped in a Walmart driveway, and we wanted to sleep, and police officers came, and they said we had to go somewhere else, but we were drunk, and someone has to drove the van. I think Corey was not drunk, so he drove the van, but I think you can't sleep in a Walmart driveway if it's not like a Walmart itself. If it's in a big mall, you cannot do it.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
Yeah, don't do that.
Very interesting. So what about, you guys won Rockalypse last year, and you went to Italy. So was that the first time you ever visited? Obviously, the first time you played there, but was that the first time you ever went to Italy?
Yes,
Second
for me.
time for me. Yeah.
Oh, second time.
Yeah.
Cool. So how was that experience?
It made me realize how music is powerful. Like not being able to really talk to the crowd because I speak English, I speak French. They mostly speak only Italian.
Only Italian,
A
yeah.
bit of English, some people, but like we were not in Rome itself. We were outside, like playing in the villages outside of Rome, maybe an hour or two from Rome, and people don't really speak English. But like how we connect with the crowd just with the music, and yeah.
I also, you remember after the show, everybody, like nobody was able to speak Italian. So after the show, we go in the front and hey, hi, how are you? Nobody answers. So we're like, it's gonna be a fun talk.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of people there that, speak, English, which is kind of surprising because they get a lot of tourists. But yeah, it's challenging. Were you able to, do the basics of like buying food and stuff? I know with French, it's not too far off. So were you able to,
Well, we had Michele with us, so
right.
Our basis there was Italian. So
you had a translator. Perfect.
He helped a lot.
Did you pick up some Italian though, like the basics?
Sorry?
Did you pick up some Italian though? Did you learn some Italian?
Fratello, no, I don't remember.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Very cool. And what was one of the main things that you think you're gonna remember forever, like from the trip and from going there to play? What was one of the things that most impressed you about going to play in Europe?
Yeah, in Europe.
Yeah.
Valle Pietra. I think Valle Pietra was one of my favorite places to play. Do you remember that place?
Yeah, that's my favorite too. From that tour, yeah. It was on like in a mountain. We visited the, I don't know what it was called. It looked like a church. The mayor of the town brought us on top, and we could see like all the panorama of the.
It must have been a really nice view.
Yeah, and we could see down there like the setup of the stage, and the crowd where it would be. It's all like between buildings, old buildings, like I don't know how old, but like before the.
Very old.
Yeah.
It has a lot of history.
What we have here in Quebec. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. What else did you visit?
Rome. We did a lot of walking in Rome with my
hot?
The Vatican.
Yeah,
it was hot. It was hot as hell. Because you go inside, you take a shower, and then the minute you come outside, you're all sweaty. So it was really hot. We were especially because we were walking everywhere all day long. So yeah, we visited the Vatican, the comment ça s'appelle, Nick? Les gros murs, les gladiateurs là.
Okay, yeah.
Colosseum.
Yeah, Colosseum, exactly. That was good too.
The Acropole.
Mm-hmm.
Acropole, yeah, nice building too. I
weren't
really like it because like I studied in architecture, so and I had a course where we would draw like old buildings like that. We don't have those kind of buildings here in Canada, but seeing it in real, it's really spectacular. How they did that, how they like, what was the techniques back in the days?
Yeah,
it's a mystery.
Especially, also, we wanted to go out at night, but everything was closed. I think it was kind of a week where nobody was working and everything, so we weren't lucky for hanging out at bars and everything.
Very cool. And guys, let's talk about your album, Rise of Chaos. Tell me a little bit about the songs, inspiration behind them, and you released this. When did you release this? 2016.
Had it? Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about the album.
Frank, start.
Yeah, for sure. the first song that we wrote, I'm not sure. We wrote "Don't Cry." I think I wrote "Don't Cry" in here. I began to wrote it alone, and I think that's the first song we started, and that's the first song we recorded with Luc Tellier.
Luc. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember it's the first song we started with because it's the first song you sent me from because I was living in Banff.
Yeah,
that year.
true.
You sent me that song, and then like I fucked around on my, sorry for the swear, on my little studio that I built there in Banff, and I was sending back the tracks to Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it started. That song I remember.
Yeah, we did that with Strike Back, Temptation, and a couple songs too. I know for Temptation we wrote like 3 or 4 choruses before finding the good one. It's so long because
it's often like that. Like let's say somebody comes with the lyrics on the song, and then we work it out. Like we work all together to make the best out of those lyrics, so it fits the best with the song.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
That song. I remember that song. I was sitting in the McDonald's in Banff, Temptation, and I was listening to that track. And it's funny how like music, you have precious memory with music.
Yeah, for sure. Every time you write a song, it's like a story behind it, for sure.
Yeah. And for the other side, it was the last song we recorded. We weren't sure if it was going to make the EP or not, so we had to rewrite a lot of stuff in this song. Luc said, "Hey, it's not ready yet," so we went back. I think it took like one night, and everything was ready right after. And what happened next? Oh yeah, our first music video was with "Don't Cry."
Mm-hmm. That was filmed in like a church, right?
Yeah. In a church and in a un bâtiment abandonné, abandoned.
Yeah, an abandoned building.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a really cool video. And you have 2 music videos for this album, right? You have also Temptation.
Temptation, yeah. Also.
Very cool. Yeah, I really love the album. Although I really love the piano song, the one, the melody. That's like my favorite one.
Which one?
You guys don't. I haven't heard you guys play it live yet, but I hope one day you will. Just for me.
What song, Marcia?
The ballad.
Yeah.
On the EP?
No.
Yeah.
It's on this EP?
Yeah, the other side.
Yeah.
The other side? Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like really, really awesome.
Thank you.
Might be biased also because there's piano, but no, it's a really awesome track. I love it.
I think my favorite song of this EP is Psycho Show.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Me too.
That's a fun one when you live.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song to play live? Because I know that sometimes it's different than,
I really like Johnny Crypto. Johnny Crypto from the album Lifeland.
Yeah.
It's straightforward. It's like pure rock, punk rock, but on stage, man.
On stage, man. I think Strike Back is fun too, but Psycho Show is my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Temptation also, I think.
Yeah, it's hard, huh? It's hard to pick one.
Yeah.
When it's like your songs, like your babies, So aside from this, so you released this in 2016. Are you guys working on any music right now that you have basically at home? I know, Frank, you said you were working on some tracks and stuff. So
yeah,
tell me a little bit
right
about
now. Right now I have more time since we're in quarantine. I finished school last Tuesday, so right now I have a lot of time on my own. So right now I'm writing songs.
You just graduated in. Remind me again. You did like a master's in
business administration.
Business. Very cool. Congrats for that.
Congrats,
Thanks. And Nick is doing renovation right now at home, so he's gonna be setting his home studio really soon. Mm-hmm. He has to finish. Where are you right now, Nick? You Jibrok or
update on the studio?
Yeah.
Construction.
When I came back from Australia, we were in the middle of the starting of the quarantine. Mm-hmm. And I came back and I started to prime because the gyprock was just finished when I left for Australia. So I primed and painted all the walls, did the moldings. Now I just need to do the doors, and I need your help, Frank, to set up my studio.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. And how are you guys spending the time like right now in quarantine, other than like, you know, music, and then, you know, how do you keep yourselves busy, and how are you living what's happening right now?
Well, I also have a business restaurant, and it's been shut since the beginning of the quarantine, but we're looking to do takeouts and delivery starting next week. So like, because we need money coming in, so we cannot wait forever, just like everybody. So yeah, that's my biggest revenue right now, and yeah, keeps me busy, that and renovation for the studio.
Awesome. What about you, Frank?
Today me and my girlfriend talked about building a garden, making a garden. So and I have you know, when you have a house, you always have stuff to do, and so we're cleaning, talking about making the garden, writing songs, spending time with my girlfriend.
No, where's Leon?
Leon is Leo. Italio. I think he's gonna be here soon. Let me open the door.
Awesome. So are you guys able to, you know, once the studio is ready, I guess you're going to be able to like start recording and, you know, working on music. But what advice do you have like right now for musicians that are, you know, still trying to write music, or that have their, you know, tours canceled? You know, have you guys had any, you know, opportunity to reflect on that and, you know, get an idea of, you know, how you think the industry will evolve?
Well, right now, yeah, like because the shows are the biggest revenue, like for artists for sure. Like, yeah, because just like us streaming on Spotify, it's not like you can't even buy.
Does not pay a lot.
Yeah, like you need to be big. So like I would say, prepare yourself for when it comes back. Write songs, make the most out of it. I know it's hard, but you got to do this. You probably have feelings of what's going on right now. Maybe use that to create new stuff. But other than that, like I know that it's pretty hard for the artists right now. Like not only music, but like visual artists and like
all artists.
Yeah, only the big ones go through this right now. It's really hard for the small ones. Maybe I wish maybe somebody would like invent like a Spotify, but for like live. I don't know. Maybe it exists already. I don't know about it. But
I mean, there's some government programs that are starting to provide some funding for artists that do live streams. However, I guess the main challenge is it's not the easiest thing, you know, setting up a live stream and the audio, figuring out all the technical. I mean, we already have technical issues on a regular basis with like normal shows, right? So once you set up like an online kind of show, like it has to be done properly, and there's specific criteria. And there are, like I said, some grants that are supporting musicians, but you need to be like in certain years of your career and have to have like, you know, there are specific criteria they're looking at. So a lot of the smaller independent artists are not eligible for that. So it's definitely challenging for sure, trying to figure out like other revenue sources. And as we know, with the economy right now and people losing their jobs, it's really hard. Hopefully
because like governments say music is not essential, I would say, because of everything that's happening, but it is essential.
It is essential. It's I think right now it's what's keeping us sane, you know. So
I've never listened that much music in my life.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank God for music. It's the one thing that I think is, you know, keeping everybody sane right now. So for sure, it is essential. And, you know, it's like a lot of artists I'm seeing are coming up with all different ideas to live stream or to do different things. So it's cool. I think musicians are really resilient, are able to adapt. So that's the one thing. I mean, creatives in general, I think, will be able to figure something out.
Yeah.
Yay,
But-
Leon!
Well done.
Live shows are always going to be the best. So,
Mhm.
you know, live stream, it's just you're not really connecting with people like
Yeah.
a bit, but you know, so especially because like we've seen the music industry evolving.
Mhm.
So we, you know, in the beginning we were selling CDs and everything, and then a couple years after, so like it was only streaming, and right now there's no show, and I'm like, whoa, where is it gonna go? Like, where is it going?
Yeah, for sure, it's gonna be a
So-
big change.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna be for good, but we never know.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I mean, a lot of artists are writing music right now, so you know, there's just gonna be like so much music coming out within the next a few months.
Yeah, that's true.
In a year, there's gonna be like so many music releases. It's just a matter of trying to figure out like other ways to market it and to promote it, because like you said, like Nick said, it's live shows are the main revenue source, and they won't be happening anytime soon. And I think you guys had some shows that you were planning or to book or to play this summer. So so what were some of the shows you were going to play and that you're hoping to play?
There was Rockfest Santé Mentale.
Mm-hmm.
There was with you in at Café Campus in
Yeah.
the beginning of May.
The winner of the previous year's winners of Rocklist gets to be a guest band at the next edition. So yeah, you guys would have been special guests. I don't know what to do now for next year. Is it gonna be like Rocklips 6 or is it gonna be Rocklips 5?
5.5.
5.5.
Yeah. Good.
So it's weird, but yeah, definitely you guys will be guests for sure whenever that show happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also we had Voodoo Rock Fest in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a question
yeah
from Andrew Dolphin in Ontario.
Yes, he wants to know, are you coming back to London, Ontario?
Yeah, we have, like I said, we have a show coming up if it happens in Napanee, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's the same. Yeah, that's the Voodoo Rock Fest one,
Voodoo
right?
Rock Fest. Yeah, that's it. I don't
Close
know.
enough to London, Ontario. I
Is
think.
it?
Should be.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't have any date in London right now. I don't know when we're gonna be able to book a tour, but as soon as possible, I hope.
Well, you have fans in London, Ontario, so you're being requested in London, Ontario.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We can't even go out of our little region here. Like I live in the Lanaudière, and police can stop you to go to Montreal. Like,
oh my God.
I went last week, but they can send you back where you live right now. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Will you plan on going on other tours? As soon as I guess next summer. Now, like planning what other areas would you like to what other parts of the country would you like to play in?
I think the next shows are gonna be locally, Quebec, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
and what are some of the cities you've enjoyed playing? We said in California, but what about like in Canada?
Quebec City was always fun.
Yeah.
Trois-Rivières also.
Our productions are our own productions that we did, like third place shows production were really nice. We had some in Joliette, some in Trois-Rivières, Three River, and Quebec City and Montreal, like Le Club Soda. It was always really nice because all the fans would just come and sing all the songs, and you just stop singing, and then they all sing. That's a good that's a good memory I have for our shows. Yeah.
Your live shows, awesome. So well, hopefully when things get back to normal, we'll be able to see you guys in all of those cities and beyond.
Yeah.
Awesome. And where can people? Yeah.
You asked where would you guys like to play? I would say Brazil. Brazil would be, like, if we could, my next bucket list tour.
Yeah. Rock in Rio. Is that that
Rock
would
in
be
Rio,
cool.
Rock in Sao.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
People go
Germany,
crazy
Rock
for
am
music
Ring.
there.
And what
Sorry?
are
Germany, Rock am Ring would be cool.
and what are some of the festivals? I know you guys have played some festivals too. Like, which ones are some of your favorite ones you've played?
The Vans was cool, but the Rockfest was pretty cool too. The Rockfest in Montebello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was some like the top two, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You remember, Frank?
Yeah, I think Rockfest was cool. Vans Warped Tour, we played 3 times or something.
Yeah.
Did
Oh
you?
yeah, and I remember like we go to the stage, we go to set up our gear, and
Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of Story of the Year, younger,
Mm-hmm.
and who's the guy that we see, the singer, just there, sitting on the speaker, and he was playing for another band. Do you remember, Frank?
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the band.
He was not singing, he was drumming this for
Oh.
that band. But like, yeah, that was like one of my idol.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's super cool.
It was fun to play. I remember when at the Vans Warped Tour, there was Pennywise, the bassist from Pennywise, I think, behind the backstage, and Vince was our drummer back in time, and he literally his mouth went like. He was really happy about that, and yeah,
Really cool.
yeah,
And
those plays are cool because you're able to meet your idols, so that's fun.
yeah, for sure. And what are some of the coolest like performances you've seen from like some of the artists that you look up to, like that you mentioned?
Muse in Montreal at Bell Center.
Yeah, I remember that. I wasn't a big fan of Muse, but then I got dragged to that concert that I was like, oh my god, I've been missing out. And I've been a fan ever since I saw that show. It was crazy.
And you, Nick?
I really liked the last shows I've seen is Shania Twain.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, seeing all the hits and well, like everything on stage was nice. Like how it was set up. The cubes were going up, and she would go on the cube and it would move. And next thing you know, she's just on une balançoire. Comment ça s'appelle ça en anglais? Une balançoire.
I'm not too sure what's the equivalent in English.
The thing you swing on.
She was hanging from somewhere.
She was hanging, just there in the sky. But also really like Avenged Sevenfold at the Bell Center.
Yeah, they give a great show for sure. We have another live question from Danny. He wants to know which local artist would you like to collab with or share the stage with? So this can be more like smaller local artists or like bigger artists in general that you would like to you would dream of collaborating with or sharing the stage with.
Chair Warrior, they're
awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome live, and it's a genuine comment, like they're really good live. Also,
I don't know if you can call it local, but like Billy Talent, I would really like to go on tour with them.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a great fit.
I don't know if it's local neither, but
and I fell in love with them like more maybe this year, and I'm listening to this to Billy Talent a lot in the quarantine, and I just fell in love with them. They're I think they're based in Toronto.
Yeah, not too far.
I don't know if you can call it local, but like would share the stage with them.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
And Shania Twain as well.
I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah. Maybe Sum 41 would be great since they're
for sure.
Yeah, good music too. Yeah.
Green Day.
Green Day would be my favorite one, I think.
Were you at their latest show in Montreal at the Bell Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really awesome. That was the first time I went, and I was like, wow.
Also, the Pretty Reckless, it would be cool.
Yeah.
The Pretty Reckless, and
yeah, I think I saw them once or twice too. Really cool band.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's next for you guys? What are the plans for third place in the next year or so? What would you like to accomplish in terms of either writing music or touring? What are the next steps?
Well, the first step would be to record some songs. We already have some like a bunch of songs, but like I would say I don't know, 20 or 30 songs, Frank, we have.
Yeah, we have a lot of demos that we haven't finished for Rise of Chaos, and there are some cool riff and hook, and like on those demo. So I'm not sure. We have a couple of ones, but we need to write new songs for sure.
So
right now, we're writing stuff right now. I'm just not sure because everything is so weird. Like all the shows are being canceled. Like it's hard to have a plan. Like
it is very hard to have a plan for sure.
Yeah.
We don't know. It's really hard to plan right now. And yeah. So where can people find your, stream your music? Do you have any merch? I know you have some really cool shirts done for the Italy tour actually. So can people still buy those online? And do you have a website?
Yeah. On Facebook we have a small store and people can buy t-shirt over there.
Awesome.
We also have the music online, streaming, Spotify.
So everyone who's listening, check out Third Place. They're really, really interesting rock band. They have really awesome, two awesome really music videos for Don't Cry and Temptation, and definitely check out their album Rise of Chaos.
Also,
awesome.
What else?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, well,
unless you want to add something else.
Yeah, like what are you doing these days?
For me, it's without being able to produce shows, or I'm still able to do some events by doing them online, like this one. We're trying to anyone that's in the music industry is trying to adapt or take a break and see where things will evolve, but it's definitely uncertain. And I think it's really important to be able to adapt and take some time to reassess the goals for the next year or so. I was definitely not planning, thinking the year 2020 would start this way.
Yeah.
It's just been like one disaster after the other. I was just like, you think you're prepared for the year and you have clear goals, and then something like this happens, like completely out of your control. And then it's definitely not an easy situation, but I'm trying to stay positive. And I feel for, everyone that's working in the entertainment industry right now that, there is no entertainment industry right now.
Yeah.
It's all, online, but I hope that people will be more appreciative of going to shows, going to local shows, whether they know the artist, don't know the artist, or, just kind of having an appreciation for the arts. Because I think at the end of the day, that's what's gonna help us through this, and music will save us. That's, I think it always will during the hard times.
Yeah.
So I hope that we'll be able to get back on track, and can't wait to have you guys perform at Collabs as guests, and see you guys perform at other shows.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Good
you
luck,
guys. And thank you to everyone who's been watching, and to the musicbusinessschool.com, as well as everyone else who's been watching the live streams every week. We recently launched also a crowdfunding campaign to continue bringing free events and continue to support the musicians community. We're gonna put the link in the comments, and make sure you follow Third Place on Facebook, Instagram, and Syncopated Noize on Facebook and Instagram as well, and stay up to date with the weekly episodes of Music Industry Talks. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks to you guys.
Stay safe.
Hold on.
Bye.
Take care.